Hej och välkomna tillbaka till Clear Event. Efter morgonens insikter från Facebook och Retail Academics, men även från Sofia och hennes presentation om Smart Ad, så tror jag nog att vi alla kan vara överens om att framtidens försäljning kräver nya digitala kampanjer som skapar engagemang och interaktion, men som samtidigt driver trafik till butik. Vi på Clearon har alltid velat utmana och vara ledande inom sales promotion. Vi har därför varit lyhörda för de förändringar som skett både inom marknadsföring men även försäljning under årens gång och erbjuder nu unika lösningar som möjliggör till interaktion med shoppern vid tidigare skede än vid butikshyllan. Vi har därför samlat alla våra lösningar under ett och samma tak, där DNA med värdebärare står i centrum för både digitala kampanjer men även butiksaktiviteter. Detta möjliggör till skräddarsydda unika 360-lösningar där man följer hela konsumentresan och säkrar köp i butik. Med det sagt så tar vi oss vidare till en av våra senaste kampanjlösningar. Med Clearons Interactive-tjänst som vi har tagit fram tillsammans med Qualifio erbjuder vi en unik kampanjlösning som möjliggör till lekfulla integrationer i alla digitala kanaler. Målgruppssegmentering av persondata, in-store aktivering och uppföljning och retargeting genom resultat och analyser. Vi blir en partner hela vägen. Och idag har vi med oss Jill från Qualifio som kommer ta med oss på en resa hur Qualifio etablerats som en attraktiv SaaS-plattform på den europeiska marknaden genom att använda gamification till att samla in persondata och hur vi på Clearon adderat en ytterligare call to action för att sänka barriären till konvertering i butik. While Jill never will admit it, he's actually almost fluent in Swedish. But we will continue this presentation in English. But before he gets started, let me answer the burning question. Why should you choose Clearon Interactive? Well, the answer is simple. We activate. We provide you with solutions that will help you interact with your shopper via multiple media channels. By incorporating Clearon digital coupons that help you fuel in-store consumption. A fun fact, by providing a call to action, such as a reward, studies have shown that you can look forward to a click-through rate that is 6 times higher than a traditional banner. Segmentation. You can collect relevant personal information that allows you to get to know and understand your shopper and their habits. More on that with Jills later on. Data and analytics. Here we are talking about sales data collection and analytics of engagement and relevant statistics for future campaigns and activities. To sum it all up, Clearon created targeted campaigns that allow you to engage with your shopper and promote sales and brand recognition. At the same time, our services provide you with the tools to collect and analyze relevant personal data, so you can get to know your shopper better. All this to help you create better, more customized campaigns in the future that help to generate long-term customer loyalty. So what have I talked about until now? I have talked about the importance of creating meaningful interactions with our shoppers that help drive sales and engagement. And in all of this, one of the key aspects is data collection, which Jill will walk us through now.
Thank you, Cecilia. And thank you, Clearon, for having us here. I'm Jill from Qualifio. 2 difficult words in Sweden, sorry for that, to start directly with tongue twisters. We're a Belgian company and we're here today to talk, as you can see, about first-party data, gamification and interactive content. It's a mouthful, but we're gonna try and make it clear with some nice examples during the presentation. So hello, my name is Gilles. I'm sales manager at Qualifio. Qualifio is a platform, a software as a service platform. So our customers have a license that allows them to go on our platform to create interactive formats. This can be quizzes, this can be games, surveys, anything you want, based on more than 50 templates. The important thing of why doing this is, on one hand, to collect consumer data, and on the other hand, to use those for sales promotions. As Cecilia already mentioned, and as you can see on the screen right now, we work with different FMCG brands across Europe, but also in Sweden with some of the most renowned media brands like Aftonbladet and Bonnier. But more about that later. The agenda for today, we're going to talk about 4 different aspects today. First, we're going to start and set the stage or set the context a bit with some insights of FMCG companies that we have worked with throughout Europe. We're going to link this to interactive marketing. So we're going to try to explain a bit why this interactive marketing can help you with your consumers. Of course, we've stayed very high level on the first 2 points. So we will dive a bit deeper into a very concrete case, sharing some numbers from the well-known consumer brand Nestle. And then we will end with an explanation by actually our first customer in Sweden about why using a platform like this is useful. So to start with, we want to focus a bit on the impact of interactive content. So as Cecilia already mentioned, consumers today are bombarded with ads and marketing all over the place. So it's very important to grab the consumer's attention, and interactive content is ideal for that because you really ask the consumer, as the word says, to interact with your brand. So we have seen with studies that this increases the conversion almost by 2 times by grabbing more attention of the consumers. It will decrease the cost per lead because it allows you to get to know your customer better, which allows you also in the end to do some more personalized targeting. And in identifying your customers on your website or on your social media channels, it can increase the number of people that you identify by 30%. But let's start maybe with a very clear example, so we all know what we're talking about. We take here a case from Lay's, a PepsiCo brand. They had this very specific campaign to launch 3 new products. They were very spicy chips or crisps. And they wanted, on the one hand, of course, that the new brand is remembered. They want to get to know their consumers. And of course, in the end, drive more sales. So what did they do? They challenged their consumers to upload a video while they were tasting the new product and filming their own face, making sure they don't cry of the spiciness. So as you see, this is a way for Lay's to engage with the customer, to make sure they spend some time with the brand and also remember them. More about it later. So where does Qualifio come into play in all of this? We are one platform that allows you to do 3 things. There are more than 50 templates of interactive campaigns, such as you can see on the slide, instant wins, personality tests, games, and you can all link them to Unicodes, coupons that can drive people to the physical stores, but also the other way around, drive people from the store to your online channel. And that's also why, we'll see later on, this collaboration with Clearon is, let's say, a match made in heaven. Of course, you want to publish these formats, and there's different places where you can do that. It can be right on your brand's website, on your social media channels, or on landing pages that you can create ad hoc. And of course, when we're talking data collection, there is somewhere that you need to be able to see what you collect. So we have some dashboarding inside the tool, and also connect to any other tool that you might be using, such as a CRM, a CDP, or a marketing automation tool. To give a broad overview of which formats are available, we try to put them in different categories. So you see the quizzes and contests where people can score points, be right or wrong. There's more polls, votes, and open-ended formats like surveys where people share their opinion, but there's not really a right or wrong answer. There are user-generated content campaigns, like we saw with the Lay's example. People upload their contribution, their video, their photo, or maybe a piece of text. That you can show in a gallery. And of course, there are in a gamification platform also some gamification formats. If we look back at the FMCG market and at the results of our customer, we've tried to take an average, because we mentioned already Nestle, but there are both large and small FMCG companies working with the platform. On average, they create 47 of these type of campaigns per year. They have more than 120,000 people engaging with these formats in a year. And for most of our customers, almost half of those people is engaging with their brand for the first time. To be now a bit more concrete, let's look at a case in detail of a long-time customer at Qualifio. So Nestle started about 4 years ago in Belgium with our Belgian team, but grew over the years to work with, as you can see, more than 60 countries now, and engaging with over 5 million consumers across different European countries. Nestle consists of different brands, as you can see on the screen, that publish different campaigns on Facebook, on their website, and on landing pages. And all this data is automatically sent to their CRM. So there is no manual intervention and no technical project every time a new campaign is launched, which allows the marketer, of course, to use this data then again for different goals, as you see, newsletters, Facebook ads, sampling, lookalike audiences, and more. Again, to be a bit even more specific, we've chosen to share some information about this case from Purina Pet Care, so the dog food brand. In this case, Purina has the Dentalife sticks. So Dentalife stick is basically like a toothbrush for your dog. And they wanted to create more brand awareness around this, but at the same time, get to know a bit more or a bit better their consumer and their dog. For example, during the campaign, they were asking people what their dog's name was, what the birthday was. And actually, the people at the dog owners needed to upload a picture of their dog with a challenging picture of their dog with a Purina Dentastick. So that means that people are spending more time with the brand, thinking about taking the best picture, a picture that is better than their competitors, to win the big prize, a year of free Purina. And why collect all this kind of data? Well, very concretely, and to show an example of this, for example, during this campaign, pardon my French, you see the slide is in French, it was a Belgian campaign. But for example, when they asked for the dog's names, they saw that in the next campaigns, when they used, for example, this dog's name in the email subject, they saw they had a rise of their email open rates by 10%. So just one example also to show how this personalization can help your brand. How can this also help in terms of sales promotion? Well, in a contest, of course, you have a lot of winners, but you also have a lot of losers. And Nestle wanted this positive sentiment towards all the participants. So they used the Facebook pixel in this campaign to make sure that everybody who participated to this campaign could be retargeted on social media and get a €1 discount on this Dentalife stick. So the conclusion of Nestle in Belgium, and to give an idea of the size of Belgium, it's more or less the same as Belgium, as Sweden in terms of population. After the first year, the CRM manager of Nestle Belgium quoted that interactive content had become their main source of data. And in the first year, they collected more than 100,000 segmented profiles. So not just people they identified, but people from whom they know, for example, like we saw, the dog's name, the dog's size, if he's neutered or not, if this person has a cat also or not, which of course allowed them to target their advertising much more and to be more relevant to their consumer in the end. Now, the last part is, why should you use a platform for this? And for this, I thought it was interesting to share the story of Bonnier. Bonnier was our first customer in Sweden. They use the platform for different reasons. For example, and the journalists will use it to make their articles more engaging. The marketing team will use it to get to know their readers better, to have people subscribing to the newsletters. And the ad sales team will sell these kind of formats also as premium formats to advertisers, as in this case, Emmentaler cheese, so the Swiss cheese. So what they did in this case is they took Edward Blom, a well-known Swedish personality, and they turned him into a cartoon who was dressed in German or Swiss lederhosen, running around in the Swiss Alps, trying to catch all the cheese and duck away from the milk cans and the cows. So what was interesting to see, if we look at the exposure to the consumer, is that almost everyone who played the game, who already spent time on the game, even played it minimum 4 times. What's also interesting to know is that there wasn't even a prize linked to this. So this was purely engagement, and this even engaged people to to interact with the brand purely because it was a fun or funny, in this case, experience. Now, when Bonnier started with us 3 years ago, we were completely new in Sweden. Nobody knew us, so we had our good friend Frederick that said, we want to test this first. We want to make sure that we can prove to our managers that this actually works. So we said, okay, let's have a test with 2 campaigns. And what you see here on the screen are the results of those campaigns. So first, in terms of effectiveness, before that, they were using static widgets to promote services both from Expressen and for their advertisers. When they started using Qualifio widgets, they had up to a 6 times higher conversion rate on those formats that they were publishing. Of course, it's more effective, but if we look also at the time and the resources, what was interesting is because Qualifio is a platform that is very easy to use, it's even used by the journalists and the marketers at Expressen, Aftonbladet, Aller Media. They saw that in terms of hours spent or time spent to create those campaigns, before they were spending almost 8 days on creating a widget, whereas now it took them half a day. And on the right, we also see that before, on average, 6 people had to be involved in creating such a widget, whereas now it could be done with only Frederick and maybe 2 of his colleagues, so 3 people. So again, a nice proof that this was quite effective for them, and in the end, today are still working with us.
Thank you for some really nice, interesting insights and a clear explanation of how we can use Qualifio platform to create interactive sales-driven campaigns. So speaking of interactive sales-driven campaigns, now feels like the perfect timing to mention the uniqueness of adding a digital coupon. So believe it or not, Interactive is already available for your sales promotions, and many of our existing clients have worked with us to create some fun and engaging campaigns. So, Jill, will you please explain this example for us?
Yes. So a couple of months ago, we decided that, just as we did in Belgium, it was a match made in heaven to partner up with Clearon to make sure that that the Clearon coupons also become available inside the Qualifio platform, so that a brand like Nestle, which we already talked about, in one click can add their Clearon coupons to their campaign. So what we see here on the screen is more or less the same as we saw already from the Belgian case, but this time launched in Sweden, where people could test the Purina Dentalife, as you see on the screen today, if they shared their details in the form with, of course, some more information about their dog. Automatically, the participant gets an SMS with a Clearon coupon, and they can walk into a Coop, a Hemshop, or a Willys to go and get their free Dentalife stick.
Great. Well, that was a great example of how to engage a specific target audience, dog lovers. So let me explain for you another case. So we can change the slide again to the next slide. Great, thank you. So adding a coupon to a digital ad, such as a banner or Instagram, is always a good idea. Studies have shown that there's 68% higher chance that shoppers engage with a recipe banner featuring a digital coupon than one without. By adding the memory function, you not only collect data, but you also introduce shoppers to your products, always keeping your brand top of mind. By adding a recipe to a coupon, that the shoppers receive after participating in the game, you have great upsales opportunity, as shoppers will be inspired to try other products in the range when visit the store. And finally, by adding a game to a digital coupon, you can secure that the participant is a real person and not a bot. Would you like to be my clicker? So another case that showcases interactions with the shopper at several touchpoints is Magnum Pint campaign that will go live in just a few weeks. So let me go through the shopper journey. So step 1, it starts in store. Shoppers will spot a discount coupon featuring the offer buy 2 Magnum pints, get certain percentage off. This in order to secure in-store volumes and shelf space. Step 2, in-store. Adding a QR code to the point of sales material allows for shoppers to interact with the campaign in order to win a 1-year supply of Magnum Pint. This also makes it easy for the brand to collect valuable personal data that can be used to retarget, build loyalty, as well as drive potential sales. Step 3, digital. In order to participate fully, shoppers are required to upload their receipt proving their purchase of 2 Magnum Pint. This to ensure proof of purchases and of the products in order to win and make sure that products are leaving the stores and volumes are met. Step 4, we're still digital. As a reward for participating, shoppers are rewarded with a digital coupon that can be used in selected stores. This in turn helps to boost sales, increase brand awareness, and ensure product turnover. And final step, step 5. To summarize, our sales promotion help keep the shopper in the 360 loop, where they always end up in store. So we have touched a lot of things today, but to sum it all up, we talked about interactive sales promotions, the importance of data collection to better understand your shoppers and build brand loyalty. We have also presented the tools that help ensure in-store consumption. We hope that you are as excited as we are about the possibilities that our interactive solutions have to offer. A huge thank you for sharing your expertise today with all of us. And of course, thanks to all of you for taking your time to join us today. As a reward, please take out your mobile phones and scan the QR code on the screen. If you haven't already done it, you will be surprised. Thank you.